This is Miceál O'Hurley reporting for Diplomacy in Ireland, the European diplomat. It's Easter Monday. I'm reporting from inside of Ukraine. I'm embedded with the Sturm Special Purpose Marine Battalion. I won't disclose my location for security reasons and following press guidelines. Night has fallen. President Zelensky has just addressed the nation and announced that the long-expected Russian repositioning of their troops and armor and artillery to the east has been completed, and the Russians have launched a wide-scale offensive in Donbass. Already, civilian population centers in Luhansk and Donetsk have come under heavy fire. There are reports of casualties, and the battlefield damage assessment continues. If the previous combat is any indicator, civilians will continue to pay a high price for Russia's territorial ambitions on Ukraine and against the West. In Mariupol, the last of the defenders are being encircled by Russian forces. They've refused to surrender, not because they want to die, but because they want to protect the civilian population who remains in the city and who have been subjected to the most horrific of conditions, including torture, murder, and rape. Indeed, women have paid a high price during this conflict, and it goes unreported and underreported. Right now, throughout Kyiv, the air raid sirens are blaring. Earlier today, 4 missile attacks on Lviv in the far west of the country damaged the rail lines and killed civilians. There is no longer a safe territory in Ukraine. The whole country is being subjected to Russia's cruel invasion, now in its 6th week of escalation in an 8-year-long war. By all accounts of what I've seen and my experience with the Sturm Marines and other units of the Ukrainian Defense Forces, they have demonstrated time and again that they are an effective fighting force, that they have outstanding leadership, incredible discipline, and they're committed not only to the defense of Ukraine, but to the defense of Western civilization, albeit a European Union that has kept them at arm's length for far too long. They have shown that they can take the battlefield and prevail, pushing the Russian forces back from the northern part of Ukraine at a time when most European diplomats thought Ukraine would fall within a few days. But now the future of Ukraine rests not in the hands of these brave women and men who fight so valiantly, but in their willingness to give the weapon systems necessary for Ukraine to prevail and to win. There are possibly 2 weeks worth of weapons in the country at this time, and the lines are getting stretched and lengthened. Ukraine is up against the hard wall. It's an hour of decision for the West. Henry V, as he walked amongst his men the night before the Battle of Agincourt, encouraged them all to think of themselves and how fortunate they would be in the future to claim that they were part of that victory. And on Crispin Crispin's Day, that they would say that they were there and that they were part of that band of brothers. Europe must decide whether they will remain the old men long in their beds, or whether they will also become part of the band of brothers and sisters who are defending Ukraine. It's not only Ukraine's future that depends on a victory, it's the redemption of the European way of life, values, and institutions. Ukraine is fighting for itself, certainly, but it's also fighting for Europe. This is Miceál O'Hurley reporting for Diplomacy in Ireland, the European diplomat. I'm embedded with the Sturm Special Purpose Marine Battalion. Stay safe.